Well, I thought it would be really good for us tonight. I know I had talked to Hannah. I figured she would be on too, and she may be a little bit late too. But I thought it would be good for us to explore some things that I think all of us maybe deal with the program. And it's whenever you start the program or you're on your journey, remembering, we had this nice community here that we understand each other, and it's easy to eat a bar in front of someone. It's easy to drink a shake in front of someone. It's easy to pull out that, meal replacement anytime and have the confidence. But what about whenever we are with people that are not familiar with what we're doing? How that can be somewhat intimidating for us if we're not confident with what we're doing. How that can affect your program. It can affect your goal. It can affect everything that in the beginning you were so excited about creating. So I thought maybe if we could sort of discuss that, maybe do a little role playing, so that way that we can have some ideas about how do we handle that. So have any of you on here experienced, whenever you first began the program, someone honing in on one of your meal replacements, what you were eating, and they maybe said some kind of a comment that may not have been a very supportive comment?
Well, I just started, and my sister's like the worst one. She's like, why are you eating that? Have some macaroni and cheese. Let's go out for pizza. That looks so disgusting. Like, she always says that kind of stuff because she doesn't eat anything green. She doesn't eat anything from the ocean. She's like, we call her sugar plum because that's all she eats is anything sweet or fattening. And so she's kind of the one that kind of makes me like, I don't know. Should I eat my lean and green with her and stick to my meal replacements when I'm not with her? Or I don't know. I just tell her, this is what I'm doing. Oh, well.
So did you have, like, whenever she, because I know what I experienced, but whenever she first came across that way to you, did you even notice your body, how it, because I think we have like a natural defense to us where we want to protect what it is that, we're doing. Mm-hmm. But how did you respond? Were you just casual, but did you have any thought about it later on, or did you have anger, or?
I was a little bit annoyed. I mean, what she said wasn't, very nice or supportive. So I was a little bit annoyed, but, she is my sister, and, she wants just to have fun and not to worry about, all this stuff that I seem to be worried about. I guess she just has different priorities. So I just told her it was something that I'm wanting to change in myself, and this is the, beginning of it, and these are the first steps to changing myself. So I wanted to, give the program a try, and, Hannah's there to support me and her group too. And so it was just kind of a quick kind of a conversation, but I can see, when I pull my bar out, she kind of rolls her eyes, or, that kind of thing. So she just doesn't, kind of understand, I guess.
Exactly. And that's, you hit it. She doesn't understand. But it's great, because now can you tell from that you gained some confidence, like, more since you've been on the program? Because this is is this your 5th week?
Yes, 5th week.
Okay. So can you tell from the beginning till now how it's like, even if someone said something to you, you almost are like, you don't even hear it because you're so focused. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely starting to not, like, just let it, go over me. Brush it off your shoulders kind of thing. Like, it's just their comment. They, like you said, they don't understand.
Exactly.
I understand. I know I'm doing it for me. I'm just going to keep going with my 5 and 1 and just keep on chugging for me.
Exactly. Well, that it's really good. And, there again, you're someone that started in the beginning. Now, so what about, has anyone else experienced that? Like, since they've maybe been, the beginning, and how, maybe if they said, or they address the person that said it to them in a way to make them maybe awaken or something. Because like I said, there's many different stages we can feel within our body. We can feel defense mode, like, and trying to defend this bar or this shake. Yeah. And then there's that where we feel the need to try to get this other person to understand what it is that we're doing. So have you ever done that? I mean, I've done that too, where you spend all this time explaining about what it is you're doing, and they didn't really ask. They just had a comment that made you feel uncomfortable. So have any of y'all ever experienced that?
Well, I guess I remember how people always said that, you shouldn't eat food that has a shelf life, and packaged food. You get people like that deal with it. And so I think by referring to it as this is a tool to get me to where I wanted to be, and that you do eat normal food too, if you want to call it normal, you have your lean and green every day. So this is just being a tool and a stepping tool to get us, to where we want to be. And then we can back off, where we are now, where I am now, where I can use it, in more moderate amounts and putting in more other food. But I was just wondering, when Elizabeth was talking, would this program have value for your sister? Is she at her ideal weight?
Oh, absolutely not. She actually just found out she's pregnant. She's about 3 months pregnant now. So now that's not even going to happen anytime soon, especially now. So,
and she's going to have a little sugar plum.
Exactly. Well, she's got one. She's going to have a second sugar plum. So yeah, and her son's just, not a healthy eater either. So I'm hoping after her pregnancy, I can maybe introduce her to this and see if maybe
she. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a good time. And people like to be with people that do the same kind of things. Like drinkers like to be with other drinkers, and eaters like to be with other eaters. So, so you're kind of a drag on her little
party, so to speak. Yeah,
exactly.
But I just try to be festive about my food. Like, if they're having cherry pie, I got a brownie with Cool Whip on it, and my grandkids all looking at me like, what's Grandma got? And I can sit over there smacking my lips and say, wow, this is good.
Yeah. Yes.
So, and then you can, say, she's going to start noticing the changes in you too. So,
that's what I'm hoping. Once after her pregnancy, she'll see the changes in me and she'll gravitate towards me. Hopefully, we'll see.
She will.
I'm going to try.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
Hi, Hannah.
Good to have you.
I know, sorry. Ocean was crying in the car, and I was like, I can't do my call right now. Y'all would never be able to hear me.
That's right. Oh, it's nappy nap time, isn't it?
It is.
Well, we're talking about, starting the program, how excited you are, and then sometimes when other people are not familiar with what you're doing, how intimidating they can say something, a comment or whatever that sort of gets underneath you, and that can maybe some people get very deterred by that. They have, if someone says something, then it's like they sort of emotions, they're not really emotionally strong enough to know how to not let that affect them. And so, Elizabeth was sharing that her sister has, she sort of rolls her eyes and things when she's eating, but she's just letting it go. But then she said her sister was pregnant now. And so, it's just been able to know how. And the thing is you really don't have to defend it. But I think the healthy mind part is where it comes through the journey. Because I was asking Elizabeth whenever she started how much more confidence she has from day one to her starting her 5th week. And you do get more confident, and you get more where it doesn't really matter what people say. You're like, oh, it doesn't matter because I'm transforming right here in front of my own eyes. So, but then throughout the program, I was like, even now, some of us that's been on the program for a long time, we have finally achieved our goal. Do you still get comments? Do you still have people that look at you and roll their eyes? Do you still have people that look at you and go, oh, you can't eat that. You can't have any of that. Yeah, it never.
Or maybe it's like, oh, you only eat healthy stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, okay, well, no, I mean, we can, make it work. And I think that's the hardest thing is like really taking ownership of that, of what you're doing and what you're creating. And, I know for me personally, when I started this, I mean, I was 21 going on 22. So all my friends thought I was ridiculous and crazy. And I know that was really, that put a damper on what you're trying to create. You're just like, oh, like, I don't want to have to explain myself. I just want to do this. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of get in this place. And so, yeah, I mean, I think through the years, you develop this confidence, this level of, making sure that you're living on purpose and living out loud, but you don't even mean to. Let me hold it
A second.
Hi, Hi. He's happy now.
Oh, yeah. He's out the car seat.
Hey.
Cute.
He recognizes grandma.
You see the grandma for sure.
Hi, Ocean. Hi, Ocean.
He's so excited.
It's my bedtime. I don't even know it.
Oh,
God, love it. Could eat him up. Could go rock him.
okay.
So I thought it would be sort of cool, like if we did like a little role play, maybe with someone that is coming onto you forcefully, like whenever you're eating a meal replacer, maybe you just started the program or something. So just sort of give you an idea about maybe ways to go about how you can address, what it is that you're doing. So that way you don't feel so like that you're having to defend anything. So, Hannah, do you want to role play with me?
Sure.
Okay. So, which one would you like to be? Would you like to be the person that just started the program, or would you rather me? It doesn't matter. I want us to be, like I said, just like normal people.
I'll be the person that started the program.
Okay. So, and Hannah's, let's just pretend that she is my daughter, but she started the program and I'm not on the program, but I'm about 40 pounds overweight and I need to lose the weight. But anyway, so Hannah, what are you eating?
Girl, I'm just making healthier choices in my life. I mean, I don't know, ever since I started being able to do this, I just see a huge shift in who I am as a person. So that's what I'm doing.
Huh. I don't know that I could, I don't think I could eat stuff like that. I don't really know that that's good. Is it?
I thought it wasn't either. Like, I just didn't know if this was going to be a fit for me, but it amazes me how just taking a shift in a different direction, how eye-opening it was. And I was able to learn something new, and I feel good about it. Like, this is the first time I've ever really felt good about something that I'm doing. And I think where before I didn't really feel that way. Like, I always felt like I was doing something by myself. But now that I have support from a coach and I have somebody, like a community of people that's doing this with me, it's amazing how just everything's kind of shifted mentally for me. Like, I feel like I'm on a mission to get healthy, where it's more like not like a drag to get healthy, if that makes any sense.
Okay. So could y'all tell that Hannah owned that?
For sure.
She owned it.
Yeah.
So what about, let's do a non-owning, Hannah. Okay. Same thing. Hannah, what are you eating?
Well, I'm doing MetaFast. I eat these bars, and I eat 6 times a day. I drink some water. And it's been good. I've lost some weight, which has been great with it. But I'm just doing MetaFast and eating this food.
I had a friend that done that, and it didn't work for her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, she actually lost like 50 pounds, but she gained it all back and then some.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just started, so I don't really know how this is going to work out for me. Like I said, this is just the beginning of my journey, but I mean, I'm really excited because I've lost some weight. I'm excited about that, but other than that, I mean, I don't really know.
Well, I also had another friend. She had to end up selling her stuff.
Oh, well,
She had
I hope,
allergic
that doesn't happen.
reaction.
I hope that doesn't happen to me. I mean, like I said, I'm really enjoying it right now. I'm really trying.
But see, it's like there again, it's owning what it is that you're doing. Confidence, the self-worth, knowing, and I think that does come after the first week if you can stay true to it and you start seeing the results coming. So does that help a little bit?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because I think
Another idea too is you're kind of like this unit that we have here on Zoom is another unit of support. And to me, it's like you have to kind of look at yourself and say, hey, there's more than just me that's doing this. And that's hard. That's hard to accept. The majority of the people you're hanging around aren't doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have that extra support tool that you're like, hey, I know I have to plug in every Tuesday night because this helps me mentally to feel like I'm normal. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of why we do these Zooms. It's exactly the reason. So setting yourself up, blocking out that time to go, hey, I need this to feel my sanity, to feel connected, to know my reason of why I'm doing this. And then you're able to see yourself progress, as far as your mental shift in your life, because you're like, before you know it, that becomes a habit too. And you just start acting like you are on Zoom all the time. And that's pretty awesome because you're just like, okay, everybody needs this. Like it's more fun.
Yeah. And there again, it's taking the emphasis off of the food. How many of us were food focused whenever we started this program? It was all about the food, right? Yeah. I mean, and it's almost like, oh, I've eat this and this doesn't taste good. Yuck. And then you eat something else, you go, oh, that tastes pretty good. So the key with the taste is a sense. I mean, that's what we live for, is things to taste good, things to look appealing to us, things that we touch. I mean, it's, your senses are included in all these things, but this Take Shape for Life thing that you're a part of, like I said, the food MetaFast is just the tool. It's just the tool that makes it super easy where you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to think. You just go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, what do I want to eat every 3 hours, and just pick it up and go. But I want to touch on, in the Habits of Health book, page 15, Dr. Anderson talks about the habit of creating a positive environment. Do you think we have a positive environment here?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Does it make this program and your journey a little bit easier? Yeah. And Dr. Anderson says your environment can enhance or it can diminish the success of your other health habits. I'll show you how to build a health bubble. We have a health bubble here. That's what this is. That's who we are, Take Shape for Life. We're not MetaFast. We are Take Shape for Life, and we own it because of the confidence, like you heard Hannah talk about earlier. That's something that comes as you know that you have a blueprint about your program, your lifestyle you want to create, your goal that you have set for yourself. It covers so many different areas, and through this positive environment, it's going to help you to take control of your personal environment and create conditions that support long-term health, not short-term health, long-term. So that way that whenever we get a few, I've always said that Debbie, I admire her and Rick, they dance, they're still active, they ski, they do things. They're not sitting down in a recliner with a remote control and saying, well, life's over. They're still enjoying. So the thing is this program and the Habits of Health system is set up for us to have this confidence, not doubting anything, but knowing that it's ongoing. You never have to ever worry from now till whatever age that you are, that you can have quality of health forever. Isn't that a great feeling?
Well, that's what's so cool about this, I think. I think knowing that I've been involved with this for almost 10 years, it's like you see your stages and phases that you grow in. Like, it's crazy because you think, oh, well, and of course it's funny when people ask me what my story is. It's like, which one? Because that's it. Like that's truly it. If you're constantly engaged in growth and who you're becoming and what you're doing for yourself, you change so much and you grow so much. And one thing I love about Take Shape for Life is it's that root that's always there to help you create what you need to create. I mean, mental, physical, and financial, like just where you are as a core. And to me, like that's what's kept me as, like I think about emotional intelligence and how it's so easy to attack or defend or, when people are trying to attack you, you want to attack back or you want to try to defend what you're doing. And it's amazing, like how being involved in this community for so many years, how you understand those people and you know how to respond to those people instead of react. Mm-hmm. It's cool. It's a different shift in mentality because you can actually see where they are, see where they're struggling, and you know the right questions to be able to share with them why they're struggling in the areas that they are. And to me, like having that tool in my tool belt is by far better than the food. Like it's just cool to be able to have that balance mentally wherever you go.
I heard one of our leaders last night on the boot camp say she would give up her physical health and she would give up her financial health, and she's financially very, very wealthy. She would give both of those up with what she's gained in Take Shape for Life to have her mental health. She would give both of those things up to have the mind that she has right now through Take Shape for Life. So that's the thing. It's when you're willing to work on yourself continuously, and like Hannah was sharing, and I'm sure everybody else that's on here tonight, that there's been different things you're excited about. You were excited about the weight loss at one point. Now you're excited about, I'm able to dance and do things that I've not been able to do, or I've been able to sleep at night and I've not been able to do that in a long time. I've been able to manage my stress. I've not been able to do that in a long time. There's always something that you're excited about throughout the journey. And that's what's so beautiful about it. It never ends as long as you're willing to work on yourself. Because you have to understand that most people in our world are not working on themselves. They are going to a job they don't like. They are hanging out with people that are basically in the same situation they're in. And they're talking about how they would love to have life to be better, but they're not making any type of changes in their daily acts to move them forward. They're getting up doing the same thing. So that's what's happening in our world. So I look at how blessed we are to have such a community and such a path to follow, a structure to know how to get out of that place, because I wasn't smart enough to know how to get out of that place. I just knew that I needed to lose weight. I didn't know that my mind wasn't where it needed to be, but throughout the journey, my mind got as healthy as my body, and then just so happened the mind part just keeps going. So, but also Dr. Anderson says the habits of support. It's important to create a structure to assist you in your quest for optimal health. How many of y'all believe that, how many of you see that the health coach was a great support piece for you while you were on your journey? Yeah. How many of you still think that support piece is important? Yeah. So it's ongoing, because there's things that if you're hanging out with someone, they've traveled that path already. Guess what they have to pass on to you? Tips, skill sets to know how you can overcome, and you may not fall off the cliff like they did. They fell off the cliff, dusted their knees up, then they had to turn toward their coach and they go, "Hey, throw me a lifeline." And they threw the lifeline, but they said, "Hey, you got to swim over to it and get it. And this is what you have to do." So that's the beauty of having that support piece. And then, but Dr. Anderson actually shows us how to build the support system that works best for you. Everybody's support system may be a little different. Like I said, we're always here. We're always sharing these things with each other, but there may be life happening that somebody may not be able to be on this tonight. So it's so neat that we can have these recorded, so that way that people can listen at the time that they want to, or they can listen to it, because that's what it is. As long as you're consistent with you, As long as you're consistent with your growth and your desire to move forward in these areas, you will always be growing and moving forward. Always. Never. And it doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. It just means that, hey, I've got to be better tomorrow than I am today. I consider everybody on here, like I said, you call us a coach, but I consider you friends and family, because that's what we are. We get to pick and choose. Isn't it neat whenever you can pick and choose the people you want to play with and support each other and live this healthy lifestyle together? I think it's pretty neat. So, having all of us together, that builds confidence. So as you're on your journey, when people say things, especially through the holidays, are you not going to have any grandma's turkey and dressing, Yeah, well, you can if you want to, but it's just being able to be playful. One thing I've learned from some that's been on here that we've been friends for a while is be playful with it. As long as you be a kid like through the whole process, sometimes it's just better that way. Not being so stiff about it or whatever, or defending it. Just be playful with it. Yeah, I'm just eating these bars, losing all this weight and loving myself. Don't know. It just works. So keeping it simple, I find, is so much better. But like I said, I just really want to touch on this because I do believe that is important for you to sustain from the beginning to the very end what you're trying to create with yourself. And as long as because you will change, your mind changes every 10 pounds that you lose. You just start, it's almost like we need these suits with Superwoman on it. You're like, what? I'm unstoppable. Tell me, there's nothing that I can't handle. But, but then we're tested, right, Debbie? Yeah. But then you still have to keep that same mindset with life happening. So, but, like I said, I just wanted to touch on that. So is there anything that, any questions or anything that may be pertaining to the program, the confidence and the struggles and stuff that maybe we can, anybody have anything they want to discuss? And then maybe as the group, we can troubleshoot and come up with some ideas. No? So, I know there's a lot of this stuff we hear over and over and over and over, but don't you find sometimes after you've heard it a few times, then you really hear it? And it's like, yeah, I've got it now. Maybe it's, yeah. It's one thing. And something else I heard last night on the boot camp thing too was, we don't try to sell and tell. That's not what we're about. We're not selling and telling. And I think that's sort of a natural thing too for us, is to tell them, because we feel like they need to know what it is that, that we're doing, but we don't really need to tell them anything, because how many of us like to be told something? Wouldn't you much rather like to ask for advice? Hey, can you give me some advice? But this right here is a sharing and a caring business we're in. And we're just sharing. You have an option. You have an option to be on the side moving towards health versus the opposite side that's moving towards disease. And so, but ultimately it's your choice, what it is that you want. But whenever you really make that decision, and then you're consistent with the support and hanging around with people of the same mind, you will see yourself moving towards that goal, and you're not even really doing anything but eating your meal replacements and just waking up every day excited about, hey, I can't wait till this week. So it is fun. It is fun. So do we want to touch on anything else pertaining to this topic? Well, any closing remarks? So, Elizabeth, what are you down now? Because I know last week you were at, was it, how many,
Yeah, it was 9 at the end of last week.
Okay.
So it was 9.
And you said you're wearing clothes that you've not worn in a while?
In a long time, yeah. I had a little dust on the top of the hangers. I had to rewash them, but yes, I'm very excited to wear. Like, I had a whole closet full of clothes that I couldn't even touch for like 2 years, and it's like a whole new wardrobe just opened up. So I'm very, very excited about that. And now I was thinking about it, and I use the meal log. You know, I would write down whenever I would have a replacement in my Lean and Green, and I was using the food journal. And the last like week and a half, I haven't needed to use it. Like, it's starting to be like a habit now that
Wow.
I can almost, I have like a timer in my head almost every 2 or 3 hours. It's like I'm reaching for a bar, I'm reaching for a meal replacement, I'm reaching for a shake. It's like a habit now, and that's really, really, really cool, because I don't want to have to think about it. I want it just to come, naturally to me. And I do remember 6 weeks ago, not that long ago, but 6 weeks ago, how much time I spent thinking about food and what I was going to eat and where I was going to get it from and how I was going to, all of that. And if I was going to eat with my husband, with the kids, with my mom, like, revolved, like 3 meals a day, a lot of thought went into that.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's easy, and I have a little bit more, time during the day to think about other things, or to, prioritize other things better. So I just think that was kind of cool.
Do you find that that's helped to manage? I mean, it sounds like it does. The stress in your life, Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely feel myself calmer and not so stressed out about at least the food subject.
Yeah.
That's one less thing in my day to worry about. So for sure.
And it's like, how many people do we talk to daily that talk about how stressed they are, or the stress in their life, or the stress of something going on?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's sort of, to me, an epidemic, just sort of like, obesity. I think it's probably worse now because people you talk to. So if you can free up space in your mind and you're moving your health in the right direction to where you're not having to think all that, and like you said, to free up space to where you can really not miss life. You're enjoying your family, your children, but you're not having to be caught up in all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great. Awesome. Well, that is good. Well, ladies, like I said, I just wanted to cover this because I think we all deal with it, and I think it's something that, with the confidence of owning it and staying connected to your health coach, letting them share some things with you to even build more on that, because all you're doing is building a foundation right now. And, you want your foundation to be very strong, and you don't want any blocks missing, because we don't want it to come tumbling down. And it's things like this that will build that foundation strong enough, so that way that, like I said, then it gets fun, because you don't really tell anybody anything. You just start asking questions about them. So, what are you eating, and how many times a day do you eat? And tell me how that's working for you. How do you feel? Those kind of things. So, but I really appreciate everyone's participation, and I hope this has been helpful to the group. And I always love seeing all of you every week. And Miss Debbie, we're going to be thinking about you Thursday. We'll be thinking about you tomorrow and Thursday. But like I said, just keep us informed on everything, but we will send our love and energy to you, and hope you will get the results that you are looking for. So
Thanks. Appreciate that.
So. But anyway, so we're going to sign off. Coaches, like I said, basically we're talking through the week anyway. So, but just know you can reach out to me anytime, doing 3-ways and Zooms, and we'll do that. But I hope everybody has a great rest of the week, and thank you so much for showing up tonight.
Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you later. Bye-bye.